Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Moggycraft Season 2, and in the previous episode we did a whole lot of digging and destroying. Yeah, this place has been absolutely ruined, and this place over here as well. As you can see, the flying machines are still in place and I have done just a tiny bit of digging here. I have taken a break from the game since last episode because I was getting really burned out because of all the digging, and you can see that I haven't done anything over here, for example. But I have gone to this farm a couple of times, just turned it on, put my pickaxe in the offhand, and I actually did that digging I mentioned a second ago, just like a moment before starting to record this. So I'm just going to mend my pickaxe a little bit with whatever falls down here, and you can see there's a wither skeleton. I think more is coming down. I saw a bunch of zombified piglins, which you should start seeing any second now as well. You can see 2, 4, maybe more, and yeah, more is coming down. Blazes, yes, this farm works very nicely. Even though I have put a platform over there, and that is actually what we're going to be working on this episode. But before we work on that, let's just get some kills in right here. Mend the pickaxe, and you can see 2 wither skeleton skulls, maybe more. I'm guessing it's actually just 2. And if we could go through, please, thank you. You can see that we actually have quite a few skulls already. And I don't even know if those 2 that you saw a moment ago already went through or not. Very nice that we have those. I'm not sure if more is coming down. I'm just going to turn it off. It does sound like more is coming down now. Just, yes. But that is going to be it for now. Let's just take flight. Put it in the off. Okay, I need to make sure that those flying machines in the back actually make it all the way across. So just going to stand here, make sure they get there, and now is when we can go to this area where I want to work today. And you can probably guess what needs to happen. We need to expand this entire track all the way in that direction, because there is a couple of things over here that need access. So you go to hell. Technically you're already there, but you know what I mean. We need a staircase or a path to that area over there, and we need this portal to come down over here because it leads to a trial chamber that I occasionally use, and I want to still be able to access it. Now, I also want to do this tunnel, of course, ideally, but I'm going to have this as my primary focus for today. And while you can see that this place is very nice with the exception of some graffiti and stickers, I don't want this one to be as nice and clean looking. Because first of all, it is going to go to the Nether fortress, so I kind of want it to look withered and like it would be in the Nether. Also, we have that one that leads to a trial chamber, so maybe we can also put a bit of that in the mix. First, let's actually start with the tracks, because those are going to be easiest, and we don't really need a platform to indicate where the pillars and the stairs and everything is going to go. We just know that there's going to be this all the way across anyway, so let's just get started with that. So the tracks expand in that direction, and you can see that it is quite a long line now. And if we just go over here, you will see that I have also added some netherrack because I do want to start building here. I have also brought the rails just a tiny bit more in that direction. And as you can see, I also made this road a lot longer because we first had it go up until here, just so that we could enter the Nether fortress. But of course, we don't need that anymore, so I took care of that and removed the exit, cleaned it up, and expanded the road in that direction. I also just noticed that this happened, so I do need to fix that somehow, and I think the best way would be to just do this. We will have a couple of issues with blazes and wither skeletons if I'm not careful though. So let's just take care of these guys first, I think. And maybe the safer thing to do would be to start over here instead. Okay, there's one guy I missed apparently. But with this platform in place, you can see that piglins are spawning, and I don't like that. So I need to gather some blocks for building. And while I do have enough quartz to make another station, I don't want to use quartz this time. Because as I probably mentioned earlier, I want this to look a bit like it's the nether station. So I want to use different blocks, namely the red nether bricks. And for that I did have to set up a little bit of a nether warts farm over here. Now, as you can see, it is still growing, but I have harvested it already twice and gotten quite a lot of nether wart, giving me this much in nether bricks, or red nether bricks rather. And while this is a nice amount, of course it is not everything. I will grab a couple of actual nether bricks too. And you know what, I'll just grab an entire shulker box full of it. And we will be turning this into slabs. And in addition to that, I want to use some crimson stems, which I don't have. And also mangrove logs. Okay, well, we have the mangrove logs. Let's just grab those at least. And if we just go back into the subway, go to the farming hall, we can pick up a bunch of carpets that we need for the build. And for those of you who haven't seen the farming hall itself is actually over here. It's just that the storage is over here. And this is where we keep all the items that come from the hall. And here we go. We need a bit of black. And we need a bit of grey. And we need a bit of red. And seeing as we still need the stems, we do have a crimson forest over here, so it's no big deal. I can go over here and just mine up some of it. And the nice thing is I really don't need that many, so I'm thinking this might already be enough. I'll just grab one extra tree just in case. And now we should have everything to complete the station. So let's fly back over here and get to building. So to get things started, I think what I'll do first is this, because this indicates the tunnel to the farm over there, and for the rest we can add in nether bricks just like this. It looks like I am a tiny bit short on these nether bricks. As you can see, we do need that little trim over there, I would say, to also go over here. And yeah, I couldn't quite complete this one, and I couldn't do it on that side, so this is what we're going to have for now, unfortunately. But I will come back with some extra nether bricks to finish that up. Now, let's first do this one, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna strip it. And of course, we are going to do that on all of these. So on the other side, we need to do that as well. Right, that's that. Now we don't need any more of these crimson stems. And we do need to grab a bunch of mangrove signs. It's probably best if I move all of this stuff to the new station, so let's just grab it. I don't really think I need any of this. I'll just leave that here for now. So just like on the other stations, what I'm going to do is have a line of signs over here. And what I'm going to do is put black carpet on top of it. Another thing I'm going to do is actually remove these yellow ones and replace them with red ones. So grab that. And that already looks a lot different from the other ones. And I am loving it. So we're just gonna continue doing exactly this. Then we need a floor, and that's going to be gray carpets. Next is of course the ceiling, and that's also going to be the last thing, but as you can see we do have a gap here. I do indeed need extra nether bricks, and let me just remind you of the pattern. We just have 2 over there, then 3, then another 3, and then we have another 3, and then it goes back down. And that is the shape of the ceiling. And now I just need to bring it all the way across over there. Yes, I also need red nether bricks over there still. But I'll get those once the ceiling is done. It shouldn't really take too much time. I'm pretty sure most of the nether wart that I am growing has already grown quite a little bit. And we don't need that many bricks. We need 2 over here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 over there. So yep, that should be doable. I just need 9 more, and I'm sure I already have the stuff for that. So I just need to craft it at this point, and I am just rambling on, of course. Let me just finish this, and then we'll get back to it. Wow, I actually made the exact amount of slabs that I needed. Very satisfying. I've given this 15 minutes to grow, and as you can see, well, some of them haven't grown quite yet. I am going to harvest all of this, and this is definitely going to be way more than I need for now, but at least we'll be able to easily get the last bricks that I need done like that. And as soon as I've replanted this, of course, I'm going to go back and get that build finished. With the final red nether bricks in place, I can take down this portal. Well, I could have taken it down a long time ago, but I want to see if I can move it to like over here. So we have something similar as over there with the farming hole portal, and there with my starter base portal. And if it links up, then I can keep it over here. But if it doesn't link up, then I'm going to need to think of another place to put it. Now, ideally it would go over here then, where the original portal was. But that's going to look kinda ugly, I would think. So, let's just hope this turns out right. Let's see if it links up. My prediction is yes. My prediction came true. Very nice. And seeing as it links up, I can actually extend this portal upwards. I just quickly made it this short, but I do of course want it to look good and tall. That's how we do things. Apparently we don't do things because it's not doing it. Let's see. There we go. Now it's in range. And now we can actually decorate this place to make it look like this actually goes to where it goes. And for that I did bring a couple of items. Waxed copper bulbs, waxed copper lantern, and waxed copper chain. I also added some weeping vines over here. And I do have red stained glass, but I don't think I'm going to use that over here. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, maybe over here and over here. Well, there it goes. That's sad, but okay. Adding in the copper bulbs. Let's see how many I have left over. 5, that should be enough. Let's maybe here and here. Yes, that does look good. Adding in copper chains. Alright, yeah, I think that would do it for the trial chamber portal. And let's add some vines here and there. Just like that. Now I have one left over, which I could put on the ceiling there. Or I could put it somewhere here still. I think I'm gonna keep it for now. And with this subway station complete, we can now make a nice path to the farm itself. And what I'll do is temporarily store some stuff over here. I can finally remove this temporary wall as well. And I think what I'll do first of the bat is actually add in these blocks over here. Just so that I don't feel like I'm almost going to fall down there. So honestly, this place is not going to be anything exciting, especially seeing as this is 3 wide and that is 2 wide over there. Technically 3 if you want to count this thing over here. But yeah, that unfortunately is the reality that we're living in. And I am just going to do the best that I can with this, whilst not really caring too much. So what I want to do is just bring up the walls and just put a ceiling on this and just bring that all the way up there. Now what I'm also going to do is have lava coming from up there all the way down here and going in this direction. That is why I'm now adding in this over here, which is going to hold the lava. Alright, here we go. Let's glide down into the farm. That went very smooth, and as you can see, it actually doesn't look half bad, even though it is the exact same bricks over and over and over. But we can mix it up with a little bit of lava, and I was considering as well making it look a little bit more like a fortress itself and have a couple of windows made out of those nether brick fences. First though, let's put that lava to use that we gathered last episode, because as you can see we have quite a lot of lava, and honestly this is just a small portion of everything that I've gathered. Let's add it here as well. Now I'm not going to add it here, but I will add more down below. So I've made these windows, and now I'm just going to add these nether brick fences inside of them, just like how a nether fortress would have it. But this leaves me with just one more thing to do, and that is to grab a whole lot of buttons and just start spamming them everywhere where they are needed. Because as you can see, even here, mobs are spawning, and that is bad for the nether farm. So we just need to, grind our butts off and place a whole lot of buttons once more. As you can see, we already have a lot over here, we have a lot over here, we have many up top. I am losing hearts like crazy because I'm terrible at flying. And even here, I have added buttons already to the top of this tunnel. You can see I brought way more stone than I needed, and we used up around 5 stacks, just a little bit over. But you can see that there are buttons everywhere now. Yes, buttons have really become my favorite block when it comes to spawn-proofing big areas. And it actually looks so satisfying when in big quantities and, well, of course, all facing the same direction. Yeah, I'm making sure that it actually looks good and not just like a random mess. Now let's quickly move away from the farm and come back immediately we should see that the monsters here have despawned and can no longer spawn here again. Anyway, that was it for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and if you did, then you know what to do, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!